Okay, here's the upside down stage. Here I basically had to get lucky with knocking them all out at once. And then once I did that, it was really easy. But yeah, like, you have to just find that sweet spot, I guess. Which I did. And there we go. Challenge beaten. And that's good, because that was so disorienting to actually do. It makes me wonder if, like, it would have been easier to, like, if you had, like, the game on, like, a TV set, and then you turn the TV set upside down, and then recorded it, like, playing it upside up, or right side up when it's actually upside down. I wonder if that actually helped at all. Probably. Because you're just so used to, like, how the way things normally work that you just don't think about, like, oh, what if I just manipulate it to look like the way it's supposed to? Like, would it still control properly, or would there be something else they kind of altered to, like, protect against that? I don't know. Hard to say. You know what isn't hard to say? The Ice Climber controls are ass. I'm sorry, you know, there probably is, like, an Ice Climber fan out there who's, like, feeling really bad about how negatively I've been about the game. But, like, the one thing you gotta keep in mind, like, I don't mean to, like, make fun of people who actually like the game. That's definitely not what I'm here to do. But, like, if there's something I don't like, and, you know, being the kind of YouTuber I am, being a gamer and being, like, you know, very critical about games and constructive about games, like, if there's something I really don't like and it prevents me from enjoying the game, like, I think I have every right to vocalize that opinion, I guess you could say. Sometimes I feel like there's people out there who are, like, almost too offended by what people think about games. And, like, don't get me wrong, there are people out there who will, like, overdo it to the extreme and just, like, are non-stop, like, this game sucks, it's terrible, how could you even like this game? But, like, you know, there are people out there who can legitimately hate a game, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're, like, mean or bad people because they hate the game. It just means that they just didn't really enjoy the game that much, and that's kind of my thing with Ice Climber. It's just that I just really wish it controlled better. It could be so much more fun if it did. And it's just, like, really hard for me to even imagine or even comprehend how that game even got through development. These days, games like that wouldn't fly. Like, they wouldn't, because they'd be, like, stopped and be like, okay, this game doesn't control well. Fix it so it controls better, or try something else, because I'm not letting a game of this quality go by, like, standard quality or whatever. Basically what I was trying to go with that whole rant, you can hate a game. You have every right to hate a game. But you also shouldn't overdo it too, because, you know, there are people who do enjoy games, and, you know, they have every right to enjoy the game. If they enjoy the game, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But if other people don't like the game, like, that person should also not take it so offensively either. You have a right to like a game just as much as anyone else has a right to dislike a game. Also, I was somehow able to do this even though I missed one of the boosters. Which is insane, because Excitebike is never that lenient, but it is in this challenge. Probably because you're going backwards, and that's just, like, not how you normally play Excitebike, so they probably did that to make up for that, I guess. That has to be it. That has to be it. Okay, so what do we have next on the NES remix? We have... Okay, I have another remix set of stages. There's one challenge in here that I remember gave me some trouble. Was it this one? Was it the Ice Climber? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It is Ice Climber, after all. I just gave up right there. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I missed the jump. I might as well just fall to my doom. And that's kind of the sad part of the Ice Climber games. It's just that, like, because of these challenges and because of how strict they are, if you miss one jump on a moving platform, you may as well just, like, stop, die, or retry it, because there's no way in hell you're actually going to do it, because you just won't. You will not be able to do it, because it just will not work that way. And there I go, just failing that attempt right there and then. Oh my god, what am I doing? Yeah, this is the part where I'm like, okay, ice physics can just leave me alone. It's just so annoying when you make a jump in a video game and, like, you just miss it due to ice physics because, oh, because of the ice, my momentum's a little different, so my jump will be borked a little bit. Isn't that fun and exciting? It's not. It's annoying. It's annoying, I don't like it, that's why I hate ice physics. But because it's an easy trope to do, they're going to keep on being around, and honestly, I don't blame it for being around, but that doesn't mean that I can't hate it whenever I have to do it. It does make some things challenging, but it's definitely one of those mechanics that you just see a lot, I guess. Okay, defeat all enemies. Oh, this is another one of those. They really did try to do a lot of challenges like this for Mario Bros. Which I guess I can understand why, just because it's like, well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you could, it's a very simple game. You could do a lot with it. You could make the camera go back and forth. You could zoom in. You could turn it upside down. It still function in the way it's supposed to. Also, this challenge right here. Looks like Balloon Fight is becoming the Brady Bunch. Oh, okay, now there's more members of the... More members of the Balloon Bunch, but, I think you got the reference anyway. That classic 3x3 square pattern. Okay, so here's a golf stage. I feel like this is one of the ones where I cut some footage pretty heavily. Like, even my misses, because, again, a challenge like this, you just have to keep on just trying to find the funky flow to your hit. Once you do, you could pretty much do it the same way every time and be fine. Sometimes you might need to readjust your club, sometimes you may not. It's hard to say. Right here, I decided to just, like, clock it down the fairway or out of bounds just so I could try this stage again. This is a stage that does kind of benefit with that, though, is that if you make a mistake, because you pretty much need to play this the bare minimum way, where you need to get on the green immediately. Like, you don't want to take any extra shots, because that's really going to add up your time to the extreme, so you gotta pretty much do things on your first, like, not your first hit, but your earliest hit possible. Because obviously, like, this hole, for example, you can't get on there in one hit, but you can get on there in 2 hits, no problem. So you have to just kind of work with that. It kind of helps to try to use the same club. A little bit anyway, but, don't be surprised if it doesn't work sometimes. Okay, well, here we are, back at Ice Climber, because we didn't get enough of it during the 5 to 10 minutes that we actually got of it earlier. For some reason. At least that challenge was pretty simple. Okay, Wrecking Crew. There was actually a lot of stages of Wrecking Crew I had to 3-star. Not just in the remixes, but also just in the actual set too. And it's weird because like I remember like doing really, really well in Wrecking Crew to the point where I was actually enjoying myself. So it kind of surprised me there was a lot more I had to get done here. But as a wise man once said, I got it done, so let's move on to the next level. I don't know if anyone actually said that, I'm just going to assume that someone did. Because we have Clue Land, and I'm not feeling that. But again, this is one of those complete the pattern challenges where essentially after doing this for a while you get the pattern and you can do it all in one fluid motion. Once you do, it's pretty simple. Like quite literally you can do this the same way every time. And this is like a challenge where I feel like the AI, you know, the AI should be random, but they actually act pretty consistent here. Like, they always seem to do exactly what I'd expect them to do, like, every single time, so... I guess shoutouts to Cuckoo Land for actually having better programmed AI than some of the other games. I suppose that's something the game can take solace in from my many, many hours of beating it down. Speaking of beating things down... Remember when the Ice Climber controls were ass? Okay, I'll stop that. I'll stop that for sure now. Honestly, I want to say this is like... I think this is like the last Ice Climber challenge. If there is another one, it's like something simple, like break all the blocks or just like get all the vegetables or something. Given those vegetable ones gave me a lot of trouble, but still... And for some reason, after that slip-up, I still was able to get the Rainbow Star anyway, so... No complaints there. Okay, Springboard DK Jr. Okay, so we did have another DK Jr. challenge. Like I said, though, it was in, like, one of the remixes, so... Also, this is the end of the second remix stage. That actually went really fast. That went a lot faster than I thought it did. Also, I freaking hate these. Seriously, the enemy reflecting thing is so dumb. It's dumb because, like, again, I feel like it's random. Like, it's more random than it lets on, and that really frustrates me. Because I want to freaking finish these stages. Also, yeah, there is another Ice Climber. But like I said, it's the breaking blocks one. Exactly what I thought. And because of that, that's not very hard, so I'm going to give that one a pass. We even got some more Donkey Kong here, too. I don't think this uses every game, though. No, I think it uses Super Mario Bros. Twice at the end here. Which is weird, but it does because, well, Mario's the champion of all things. Of all things video game. Mario is a stone cold classic, though. You gotta give him that. Okay, so now I have to beat Big Bowser. Screwed up there. I think I'm also going to screw up right here. Oh, nope, I got it. There we go. Big Bowser is defeated, and we can move on to the bonus games, finally. And I think at this point I only have like 12 or 13 objectives remaining, so I was able to get like half the Rainbow Stars the first time. And here I just have to get half the second time, and some of these aren't too terrible. Here's the one and only Urban Champion challenge, by the way. Like every single one of the bonus games got like 2 or 3. Urban Champion just got this one. I think that's all it got. which I find really, really weird. I think I also cut some footage here, too, because the third match that I did, yeah, the third match I did, like, took way too long, so I was like, you know what, I'll just wait for this guy to knock me into the manhole and try again, and that one went a lot faster, so that was good enough for the rainbow. That's all I care about. But yeah, Urban Champion only had 1, Donkey Kong 3 had 2, Baseball had like 3, I think, and Tennis had a lot of them, actually. I think Tennis had like 3 or 4. I think there was also like a remix set that had like a tennis one in there too, so this game really loved its tennis, I guess. Didn't really care much for Urban Champion, but from what I hear, Urban Champion really wasn't that great anyway. Kind of just one of those NES games where like you've heard of it, you kind of know what it's like, but like it didn't do anything super significant. It's just like, oh right, that awkward game. That's how I feel about Urban Champion. You know what I feel about this game though? Why? Why was this the 3rd Donkey Kong game? It's actually funny, like I was talking about being in a Skype call during this recording, and I was with Puddle Plains, and like I mentioned that, oh cool, I'm on Donkey Kong 3 now, and then like, I think it was Pixel Plume, he said something like, wait, isn't Donkey Kong 3 on the Super NES? I'm like, no, that's Donkey Kong Country 3, I'm talking about the 3rd arcade game. He's like, there was a 3rd arcade game? Oh wait, the math one? I'm like, no, that's DK Junior Math, the actual Donkey Kong 3. It's like, what are you doing that one? And it's like, oh, well, you're this insect repeller guy, just who's trying to push DK into like a bunch of like beehives. And he was like, what? He was just like, and again, it's like perfectly understandable because like Donkey Kong 3 is like nothing at all like the other 2 games. It's so freaking different and so freaking weird. It's like, why is this the 3rd Donkey Kong game? It was just so funny to hear his reaction, but it's like, it's so true. It's like, why is this a thing, damn it? Like, why? It makes no sense. Also, yeah, I kind of screwed up right there. Yeah, this is that win the game challenge. I still don't get the running. Again, I looked up the running again. I get the controls, but they just weren't working for me. I feel like once the opponents get the ball, you're kind of restricted to what you can do, I think. Again, I don't know for sure. Thankfully, I got pretty lucky right here. Was able to get safe at just the last moment, and because of that, I beat this in a pretty quick time. I think obviously getting a home run straight away is the fastest way to do that, but again... Wait, I said home run, right? I didn't say hole in one. No, I think I said home run. Yeah, getting a home run would be the fastest way, but again... hard to say if you're actually going to get one of those. But yeah, that frickin' Donkey Kong 3 thing, that like, that's just something I really, really remember about doing the recording for this, because it was like, yeah, this is the 3rd Donkey Kong game. It's ridiculous. It's so freaking ridiculous. It definitely feels like a more arcadey than like some of the other games. I mean, the other games are still arcade games, don't get me wrong, but like, here, like, again, I think there's only like 2 stages. It's just the same 2 stages over and over again. And like, you just keep getting points, you keep pushing Donkey Kong up whenever you can. But like, there was a natural progression in the other stages, which just seemed to make more sense, I guess. So here we have the pinball gauntlet. You have to do some really, really nice manipulations if you want to do this correctly. And let me tell you about how I managed to do this one properly. How did that even happen? That's pretty much what you have to do. You have to just get lucky that something like that happens. Like, that's the only way that you can do that and get a rainbow star, because pinball. Pinball, guys! Pinball! Oh, it's so freaking dumb, though. It's so freaking dumb. Oh my god. Well, we're halfway done with the bonus games, so this is about over. At least we got to see some new games in here. Like, I got to show off some of the newer games, as opposed to just like Ice Climber and frickin' Cuckoo Land every few seconds. Heck, we even have some Wrecking Crew. Honestly, there are some pretty tough Wrecking Crew challenges here. This one in particular, because at the very end of this third mission, at the very end, there's that one enemy that you have to defeat with the golden hammer, and you have to be exactly right on to actually kill him. And you have to kill him if you want to complete this. There's no other way to do it, because he's right in the middle of your way right here. There it is. I pretty much got lucky right there. Wouldn't say that's the hardest Wrecking Crew, though. Honestly, that one Wrecking Crew stage that was in Remix 2, where, like, it got dark, that one was probably the hardest one. This one is also pretty difficult, too. Like, I don't know exactly what I did here. I just kind of, like, just went with it. I rolled with it, I guess you could say. And I somehow got it. I still question how, but I guess things just worked out for me, maybe, I guess. And yeah, I also decided to go with the inside first, then the outside. I think that's what you have to do, though, because I don't think there's any way back into the middle section after you kind of go down this section. Oh, no, I guess you can climb up the ladder again, but still. Still, it's tedious. Also, kind of used that guy to my advantage, or tried to anyway. But yeah, there we go. That should be the last Wrecking Crew stage. And I believe the next challenge we have, I think we have the, yeah, we do, the Cuckoo Land Gauntlet. So this is basically how you want to do it. So watch my screen very carefully. The first thing you want to do is you basically want to get the, like, insides done first. That may seem counterproductive because it means you have to go through the entire section again. But roll with me on this, because honestly this method did work pretty well. And funnily enough, I learned this method from the IGN walkthrough video for this. But here's the thing, like, they didn't do it as well as I did here. I actually made my own changes to their formula, and like, I did that really, really fast. Like, that was a really good run. But that honestly is a really hard challenge. I think you need to beat it in 45 seconds. That seems like that would be the right number. But yeah, like, I was really proud of that one. Like, I was really proud of my movement during that stage. Because, yeah, there is one basic quick method you can use. You just have to make sure you line yourself up properly for it. And again, getting those corners when I did, the IGN people didn't do that. They actually, like, they just did the insides, and they came back around and did those weird little turns while they were getting all the other things. But, like, it didn't really work for me. Like, I was having more trouble with that than they were, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to try doing things my own way. And if anything, it actually worked out better for me, because you could just wrap around the corner and then go keep doing the inside section, then come back and do all the outsides. So that was basically my strategy for Cuckoo Land. I guess thank you IGN for giving me like an idea that I improved on. But still, I'm attributing all of that to me just because, again, it seemed like what they were doing was good, but it just didn't quite meet the quota that they needed for that particular challenge. Like they obviously got the Rainbow Star, but like it seemed like they made it to like the very down to the wire, which is not something you want to aim for, basically. So yeah, with that balloon challenge done, we only have one more mission to go, and you know exactly what that mission is. We have, ladies and gentlemen, the Super Mario Bros. Mushroom Gauntlet. Oh man, when I got to this one, like I was like, oh my god, this one's gonna take me forever. Honestly, it did take a long time. That's only because it's such a long mission. As far as actual attempts, it probably only took me 3 attempts. But because of how long it is, and when I say long, I mean very, very long, like, it took me, like, again, about, like, 20 minutes or so. Probably not that long. I probably, like, am counting, like, breaks in between that, but still, you really have to be on your A game here, and you really have to. The thing that I think kind of screwed me up during my initial attempt is the fact that for the hard stages, I kind of played it very safe. But because of the way this challenge works, you pretty much have to go for the mushroom immediately. Like, you can't really dawdle too much. Because the Rainbow Star time, from my recollection, is 3 minutes. During my first successful run, I had like 3 minutes and like 12 seconds or something. And right away, I knew there were a few stages that I did very slowly, so I'm like, okay, all I have to do is know the pattern for those levels and I'll be fine. Once I do, I should be able to get the time, no problem. And sure enough, like again, I did do it. It didn't take me too many attempts. I did have to restart a few times, especially when you restart from the very end of the challenge on either stage 43 or, God forbid, 44. Yeah, it's very, very discouraging, and it makes you just think that, oh my god, why did I make that stupid mistake? But it happens. It happens. No gamer is perfect. If you're perfect, congratulations, you had the one perfect incident you'll ever have in video games. You're probably not going to be that lucky again because, you know, personal human ability and skill, it's not always constant. Sometimes human nature will just cause you to screw up. Like me right there. I pretty much had this challenge no problem, but then I lose an easy life on a very easy stage, and I have one less attempt for the future harder stages. Really, you just need patience for this. You need patience. You need to have a little bit of confidence because you'll need that confidence if you want to actually get through some of the tougher stages. Heck, for stages like this, where you have like enemies you have to look out for, and of course that happens, like, stuff like this can really screw you up pretty hardcore. And like right there, I should have got that mushroom. I don't know why I didn't, but like, I just lost 3 lives that one stage, and it's like, wow, is this attempt even worth continuing anymore? Yes, it is, because, as you know, I did beat it on this attempt, because I'm only showing my successful attempts. But still, like, you could have, like, a terrible level like that, but if you recompose yourself, you try to get back on track, you can do anything. And that's something you need to really remember when you're doing these challenges. You have to approach them with a level head. You can definitely get angry, you can get frustrated, but if you do, just take a moment, breathe, and just try again. It's the same thing. If you fall off your bicycle when you're trying to learn without using training wheels, you're probably going to fall off a few times at first. That's okay. You're just still getting used to it. Just keep trying, and at some point you won't need training wheels ever again. It's that simple. But yeah, seriously, like, this Gauntlet, my god. It makes me wonder what exactly is in NES Remix 2. Because keep in mind, I haven't played NES Remix 2. In fact, before this playthrough, I never played NES Remix 1. The only thing I played was Ultimate NES Remix for the Nintendo 3DS. And what that game is, it's half the challenges from NES Remix 1 and half the challenges from NES Remix 2, basically combined in one package. So, yeah, I did experience a lot of these challenges before, but they were half the challenges I didn't experience before, so that was one kind of unique thing about this playthrough, I guess you could say. And then it'll be the same thing for NES Remix 2. Yeah, there'll be some challenges that I am used to, but there'll be a lot of other challenges I would have never done before, so we'll just have to wait and see what that's going to be like when we get to that. I know one game that I'm really excited about in NES Remix 2 is actually Super Mario Bros. 3. From what I remember, that game had some really cool challenges in NES Remix 2. I only know because, again, Ultimate NES Remix, I believe that had Mario 3. But also, I think I watched OdenSpack33 stream NES Remix 2 before, and I got to see some of those other challenges during those streams, which was kind of cool. But we are getting down to the wire here. We're in the last two worlds of NES Remix, which means I have to get ready to start closing out this video. I can't believe I managed to make it through, like, the entire 1 hour and 45 minute session, like, just in one straight recording. I didn't stop. I didn't edit anything out. Like, I seriously just went through all of that at once. But you know, it's been fun. Like, there were a lot of really interesting things I talked about, I think. Honestly, this feels like some of the best commentary I've ever had in like a really long time. Maybe not. Maybe some of you guys found this a little dull. But again, all I'm doing here is perfecting all these stages that I already played before. But I wanted to show you guys the attempts because I wanted to show not only could I do it, but I also did it with style, and I definitely did it with style right there. My God. And this way, if you ever need help doing these challenges yourselves, you now have, you kind of have a bit of a guide you can use, I guess you could say. Anyway, final time, 2 minutes, I almost said 2 hours, 2 minutes and 40 seconds, which is 20 seconds short, or not short, but 20 seconds better than what you actually need for that. And with that, we have all the rainbow stars. Here are the list of stamps you can get from the final page of your stamp book. You have Zora, you have the Wrecking Crew Eggplant Guy, Dodongo, Urban Champion Puncher, Goma, a Cloud, the Clue Land enemies, Mario from, I guess, Mario Bros, the Medal, and of course the Fortress from Super Mario Bros. And here are all the games with their rainbow border. You may have also noticed the little rainbow strip that's on the bottom part of the red banner on the top of the screen. That also gets added once you 100% and get all the rainbow stars. But aside from that, is that all you get for getting all the rainbow stars? Please tell me that's not all you get. Is there anything else you unlock from doing this? Unfortunately, the answer to that question is no. That is your reward for getting all rainbow stars on every level. All you get is just that rainbow border across all your games, the little rainbow strip on the red banner. That's all you get. You don't actually get like any other unlockables or anything like that, which honestly is kind of a shame, because seriously, a feat like that, I really think a feat like that deserves to be congratulated in some way. And yeah, they do congratulate you, but like, my God, like, I spent so much time just getting rainbow star on everything, and it just feels like, I hate when, like, you don't get any sort of reward. It just feels like, I don't want to say necessarily a hollow victory, but like, it just makes you wish there was so much more, you know? Just so much more. So that is a shame. I was actually under the impression that there was something you did unlock from doing this, but I was later informed that it might be NES Remix 2 where that's a thing and not this game. If so, I kind of hope it is, just so there's something to show for it. But we'll know about that when we actually get to NES Remix 2. Which, because we're doing the credits now, I guess you could call this the credits. I guess I can start talking about this. Basically, NES Remix, despite some of the roller coaster segments of this project, I really did enjoy this. I had a lot of fun with this. I know that not everybody enjoyed this project, but honestly, I think by the end, I kind of got a grip of how I should be doing this game. So when we get to NES Remix 2, I think it'll be a lot better. I think it'll be a much better project, and there's also, from what I remember, it seems to be there's going to be a lot better games in that collection than there were in this one. So overall, it should be more fun just because of that. But now that I have kind of an idea of how to approach this game, I can do that for the next project, and maybe it'll be a bit more enjoyable to some people. I know this was kind of a adjustment for some people. Maybe the way I played wasn't the best way to play it, but you know, like it's all about learning. It's all about improving yourself and making things better for the future, and that's kind of what I want to look at this project as. So stay tuned for the NES Remix 2 project. It's probably going to be taking place sometime next year. I'm not going to try to fit it in this year. This project only took like 5 weeks. No, 10 weeks. Because, yeah, 10 times 2 is 20, so, yeah, it took 10 weeks. Yeah, I'll definitely do NES Remix 2 in the future. Aside from that, I'm not going to do Ultimate NES Remix, because, like I said before, it's literally just half of this game and half of NES Remix 2, and I want to be basically playing through 100% of both of those games, so there really won't be a point to covering that game, but if there are any unique features of that game, maybe I'll do a follow-up project when we get to NES Remix 2 where I highlight those. But aside from that, I think I feel pretty confident in closing out this project. So I want to thank everybody for watching. It's been a fun ride. I will see you guys next week for my next weekend project. I hope you guys enjoyed this project. So this has been SlimKirby. This has been NES Remix. I will talk to you guys next time for a future project. Later, folks.